Hello, everyone. This is Marcus from the Deep Dive Discography Podcast, coming at you with yet another tour review. I had the opportunity to take photos for the Back From The Gulag tour with Thy Art Is Murder, After the Burial, Currents, and last but certainly not least is Brand of Sacrifice. So when I initially heard of this bill, I was most stoked to see Brand of Sacrifice because I was admittedly supposed to see them play live. I got a mean case of COVID the day of the show, so I ended up giving away my ticket to a lucky bastard. So, yeah, Brand of Sacrifice opened up this show, which I actually thought was kind of an interesting choice. I think Currents should have opened up for Brand of Sacrifice. I think Brand of Sacrifice is fucking awesome. I think they're easily one of the coolest up-and-coming bands of the deathcore genre. Huge fan of their stuff. And they played immaculately. Exactly what you think it is live. And that's a trend you'll notice when I do these. I really like when a band plays live. There's no bullshit. It is exactly what it needs to be. Brand of Sacrifice is that. They played a couple songs from their newest record, from their first EP. Just great stuff all around. Great stuff. I couldn't say enough good things about them. They kind of played a short set. I think they only played for 25 minutes, give or take. I would have liked to see them play longer because I think they are exciting enough. And, it is what it is. Kyle, the vocalist, he is an awesome vocalist. He really steals the show. He's got the drip. He's got the attire. He's got the sass. It's really cool stuff. Currents is a band I'm actually not really familiar with until this show. Yeah, really cool stuff. Currents, I guess you would call them kind of like metalcore, kind of proggy at times, kind of poppier at times. So they have a vocalist that does both clean and dirty vocals. And yeah, man, it was really cool to see. They perform really well. And the vocalist definitely pulls off his parts live, which is always nice to see. Sometimes, you have a vocalist who does both cleans and dirties in the studios, and then live it doesn't really translate, but I thought he did an excellent job. I'm actually not sure of the personnel of this band, so my apologies, but I'm actually not really familiar with them like I was saying, but they kind of won me over a bit. I was really pleasantly surprised. The crowd seemed really into them, so I'm not sure if everyone knew who they were except for me. That's entirely possible. I can't keep up with everything, but I think it's really cool that they're kind of sandwiched between these bands. I think their place on the bill is actually kind of a nice palate cleanser, honestly. A kind of nice variety, right? You have Brand of Sacrifice, which is pretty energetic and brutal. Currents is obviously energetic, but a little bit different, a little bit more chilled out. After the Burial, which, prog gent masters, and you have Thy Art Is Murder, which is just brutal, relentless style deathcore, blasty as fuck. Anyways, Currents is their position on this bill. It's awesome. Exactly what you think it is. I highly recommend you check them out if you're into some metalcore and you want something a little bit different. I think they have a cool sound. And also shout out to Omar, who has an Instagram called Omar Shoots. He just hopped on vocals for one of their songs, which is really cool to see him perform, and he did an excellent job. I'm actually not familiar with the song he sang on, so oops, my bad, but hey, what can you do? Good job, Omar. Happy for you, buddy. After the Burial stole the show for me. This was so freaking cool. And initially when I looked up the set list, I was actually kind of worried. I love Rare Form. I love their first couple albums in general, and they didn't play any songs off of the first two albums. So I was kind of going into this thinking fuck, it's going to be all their new stuff. And seeing their new stuff performed live actually really kind of turned me on to it, because I always liked their newer stuff, but I always kind of was hit and miss on some of the tracks. I think they played some of the best. It was their first performance in Toronto, I think they said in 4 years. So I think the crowd was really hungry for it. Everyone was moving around, moshing, jumping and stuff. And they performed just expertly. It was just a really cool thing to see this band that I've, been listening to for so many years. Finally got to see them live, and it was exactly what I was hoping for it to be. They only had one guitar player playing live. I'm actually not sure if that's their usual setup. My understanding it was two. I could be tripping. I really liked their performance overall. It was amazing stuff. a really cool moment that happened is at one point they actually just messed up playing, either it was the wrong song or something. The sample plays and the guitar player, he played a riff. I don't know if he played it correctly. The singer looks at him and says, "All right, we're going to start that again." Shit happens. And I thought that was just a really nice moment because how cool they played that whole thing off. It was just really cool to see. I was really thrilled. And man, Die Art Is Murder, that was actually really cool. I wasn't really much of a fan until I kind of had to get more familiar with their material before this. I think they performed great. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's just like straight up brutal deathcore. The sound balance was there. Everything was there. And that's what I really, really liked about their performance. They played a couple songs from a good majority of their albums. They played some songs from Hate. They played some songs from Holy War and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, man, it was an awesome way to cap off the show. They played for give or take an hour. So they definitely earned their spot as the headliner. And yeah, I think they fit the bill. The whole crowd was really, really happy to see them, it looked like. And, so was I. So this show, this Back From The Gulag tour, awesome stuff. Currents and Die Art Is Murder, really happy I got to see them live, and now I can consider myself a fan. Really, really awesome stuff. Everyone brought the thunder. This tour, I think, is not even halfway through, so if you have the opportunity to go see them, I highly recommend it. This is Marcus from Deep Dive Discography, signing out.